Mr. Chris Stuckmann, holy cow, I can't believe I'm looking at you right now. This is amazing. Um, I don't want to nerd out too much because we got to get to how great this movie is, but I just have to say, for the past 10 years, when I first started doing any of this, I was looking to you as kind of a guiding star, as like a Roger Ebert. So it's very surreal to be able to talk to you about your own movie. So just thank you for this. My
Thank you,
first
Patrick. That's amazing. Thank you, man.
Ah, just so cool. One of my first questions is because obviously you have this incredible record-breaking Kickstarter campaign. Mike Flanagan is exec producing this movie. You're going to your YouTube roots and you're delivering on something that I don't think the horror genre is really giving us right now. What made you decide that this was the story that you had to tell and that you had to put on a big screen?
I think it's a combination of having this personal experience with having not seen my sister for as long as I did when I was a kid and kind of wanting to find a way to tell that in a genre story. But also that, I had written a lot of spec scripts before I got this one greenlit and about six or seven. And this one was the one that kept getting attention back then. It kept rising to the top of the pile, and a producer would read it here and there and say, I think there might be something here. And then when you don't have any prior credits and you just are so desperate to get out there and make stuff, you follow the heat. And Shelby was the one that kept getting heat in all the meetings that I would try to get, which was tough to get those meetings. But I think it was because it was a combination of the found footage, the mockumentary, and the traditional narrative. There was a portion of the movie that could be shot very efficiently and not like be that difficult from a budget standpoint. And so I think it was like the combinations of, hey, I know I can get into these locations in Ohio where I live, and they'll make our film look more expensive than it is. Also, there's a portion of this movie we can do very efficiently, but also people like the story, and it was personal to me, and it had like that juice in there. And so I think it was just you go where the heat is, man.
There's a lot of heat in this. I got to tell you, like there's a specific thing that the set design is incredible. The location that you went to, the prison in particular is the most horrifying place I think I've seen all year. I've come from a small town in Rollins that had an old penitentiary like that. So thank you for bringing back those memories of being a kid and walking through that, being terrified. A question kind of about film criticism and making this transition. When you were making the movie, were there any times where in your head you started noticing that you were being critical in the sense of Chris Stuckman, the film critic, and how did you try to work through that to make Chris Stuckman, the director, be able to bring what you were trying to bring?
I think honestly, every filmmaker that I know is immensely critical of their own work. I think more so than anyone, really. I believe that wholeheartedly that all filmmakers are the harshest critics of themselves because most of us have imposter syndrome. Most of us tend to second guess ourselves, triple guess ourselves. And so I don't know that I was able to turn it off because I'm always in that state of mind of feeling like I'm not quite like something we need to work harder on this. We need to like push harder. Could we have an extra day? Could we have an extra hour? Is there a way that we can? And so for me, it's just a balance of having a somewhat healthy amount of self-critical eye and then also just trying to sit back and be like, making movies is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to have fun making this movie and make sure the crew and the actors were having a good time making this film and that everyone felt safe and that they were having fun. And so it is a balance, but it's tough.
I want to talk about the level of, I guess, accuracy when it comes to this old-timey YouTube that really I long for. Like back in the day, those old shows, they felt like they could be anything, and you really captured that well. What was it like working with those old cameras and making things feel as authentic as possible?
Thanks, man. I actually have the camcorder behind me right here that we shot the
No
Paranormal
kidding.
episodes on. We shot them all on tape, edited them on iMovie. We made sure all of our gear and the software were period accurate. And as far as the presentation of like 2008 YouTube, I had a conversation with a YouTube representative about showcasing that, and they were cool with it. And then it became like, okay, we used the Wayback Machine actually on the internet to like that site that lets you look at old screenshots of old internet, to just make sure that we were presenting the way YouTube looked properly. And I remembered, oh, that's right, you could do video responses. You could actually like reply to videos with a video. Of course, the 5-star rating, instead of a like or dislike. And yeah, you're right. That was a very fun time on YouTube. It felt like a lot of folks were just figuring out their passions and just sharing stuff without really worrying about money, and it really felt like an inviting and warm time in YouTube's history.
Absolutely. Again, congratulations on this. I love it so much. I'm so proud of you and your journey. And again, this was incredible. And I hope that everybody, and I hope this is the new Shyamalan twist, but for Chris Stuckmann, everyone gets Stuckmanized after watching this. That's all I got to say.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks. Take care. Thank you.